Do you feel like you would prefer how things are now with the transfer portal or how they were back? And I say back then as if it were a long time ago. It's not that long.
Might as well be a
Yeah.
hundred years ago with how much has changed.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah. How drastically the pendulum has swung in the opposite direction. I don't know because um, I just think like that Michigan State team is not the Michigan State team if transfer portal exists. I mean,
Fair.
you had a team of, you know, two, three, maybe some four-star recruits that had built themselves up over a series of years, um, and were really dedicated to the program. And now it's much less so. It's like, um, a player is it's more of a I guess mutual relationship where it's like, yes, the college is providing this, but what can the sort of relationship again, it's just more mutual where um back then it was like we were bleeding for this program no matter what. And
Do you feel
second and
like
third
that
string.
helps college football, or do you feel like it's harder and makes it harder on a locker room and coaches?
Jesse
Which
with the
way?
tough questions.
I know. I'm just so interested just because, right, like as fans, we think about the transfer portal and we're like, this is terrible. Like something has to be done. We have to put rules in place because
Mhm.
you're destroying the continuity. And yes, there's a lot more of any Saturday, right? Any given Saturday, somebody could win because you no longer have these blue blood programs that are getting all these recruits. They're leaving and going other places. You have places like Vanderbilt that are now competitive. So we think of it very differently as fans, but
Yeah.
as a former player, does it does it pose issues potentially for a locker room with continuity and building a system,
Yeah.
or do you think it adds to the competitiveness?
I think that you have much harder time developing relationships, and we're talking about like trying to find continuity on the field, chemistry on the field. Like that has to be built over years. And now you're looking at a state where like any given program could have 20 new players coming in outside of their new recruiting class, right? Like that's a almost half the team and like 40, whatever, like 40% of the team, right? So you're not building those relationships over the long term. And let me back up. When I played, I mean, like I had, it was a big deal when walk-ons were allowed into training table to get one meal a day, right? So like that was a big win. It was like, wow, I don't have to pay for my own food. Um, the pendulum has swung so far in the other direction where now you're looking at, I mean, even in the NFL, you've got players who have to sign contracts for 2, 3, 5, 10 years, right? Like that's not apparent in college, and obviously it's a much shorter timeline. You only got 4 or 5 years, but there's much less accountability where the the ability to move around so quickly, I think, is creating somewhat of an environment where players can just like, oh, I'm second string, I'm going to go play for a MAC school or a whatever different conference school, or even like you got players transferring to rival schools. It's like, how could you even do that? I don't know.
I
I
know.
just like, yeah, I struggle, and again, it was a different era for sure, and I was a walk on, so I'm coming from a place of like, yeah, I like bled and sweat for that program, and obviously I have a Rose Bowl ring, and I have so many great stories, but like they weren't paying me to be there. So
Okay.
yeah, I think that there was a change that needed to happen. I think that the pendulum may have swung too far. I'm hoping that we can get back to a middle ground,